Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Napick. Every week we talk about success and everything that goes along with it. You'll learn the principles of success, how to achieve success, and learn to overcome challenges that may be getting in the way of success in your life. You'll hear from Bill Napick, a radio personality and business development expert, along with insight from special guests. If you're ready to find your path to success or take the success you're enjoying to the next level, stay tuned. Successful Living with Bill Napick is on right now.
And welcome everyone, Successful Living with Bill Napick. And today, Chad Lipson, the general manager of the Palm. We always talk about success, and boy, nothing's better than having a great dinner, and that helps us enjoy our success, right, Chad?
Absolutely. Always glad to be on the show, Bill.
It's exciting, and today we'll tell people if they're tuning into the YouTube channel. We know people are listening at the time of broadcast, but we are right here in our own Palm recording studio in one of the great sections right here at your restaurant. People can see the background, huh, Chad?
It's always fun to record here.
Well, let's tell people, the Palm, boy, it's a legendary restaurant around the world and around the United States, but certainly this location that you are serving people every day, this Houston location really is something and a legend right here in Houston.
Yeah, the Palm's been in Houston since August 1978. We're about to celebrate 38 years.
That is very exciting. A side note, that's also my birthday in August. But, hey, I'm not as old as the Palm, and if you believe that. But in the meantime, Chad, let's remind people some of the great things that go on at the Palm Houston every day and every weekend.
We run a great happy hour that goes Monday through Friday and all day Sunday. Special prices on our wine, beer, and specialty drinks. Then also food that goes with that. It runs from 3 to 5:30, Monday through Friday, and then all day again on Sunday. And we're also in the middle of our summer lobster promo, which is a 3-course meal, 4-pound lobster for 2 people, $99.
All right, and this is the part of the show, as always, where I start getting really hungry. And I have had that lobster special actually so far, I think, twice this summer. It is actually incredible. Let's embellish that a little bit. What happens with that lobster promo?
Well, you have your choice of a salad to start or a soup, and then it's a 4-pound lobster split for 2 people, so it's 2 pounds of lobster each. Choose your side item, and it's $99. It's a fantastic deal, and not to mention our lobsters that come from Nova Scotia are delicious.
And that is the thing about the lobster. Certainly, I always enjoy the drawn butter sauce. However, even if the lobster is so good, if you take a bite of that lobster without the butter sauce, it stands pretty well on its own, doesn't it?
It really does, and we do a process that we steam them and broil our lobsters, so they're steamed and broiled, and it just gives a nice little texture on the outside, and you still have that steamed inside that's really soft, so it kind of crusts on the outside. It's delicious.
I think another great thing about the lobster special is for people that you get the tail. The lobster tail is great, but one of the nice things about this lobster special, as it is split and presented for 2, is the claws. Sometimes I know myself, I've underestimated the value and or the flavor that resides in those gigantic claws.
I prefer a claw to a tail, personally.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and we have a lot of guests that come in here that actually the other person will have the tail, and they'll just take both the claws.
Well, that's an interesting dinner strategy, and I do look at food very seriously, as you know.
I'm sure there's heavy negotiation that goes on sometimes on the way in as to what part of the lobster they're going to take.
But I do really enjoy both parts. I love the tail, no doubt about it, but I do enjoy having that claw. And the amount of meat that is in the claw is really incredible when the server brings it over. And of course, he helps you take the meat out of the claws, right?
We try to take the work out of eating here, and a lobster can be a lot of work. We do have our servers and server assistants. They'll crack the whole lobster table side and do all the work for you.
And they do it very well, I will add that. So let's also say, when we talk about choosing that salad, who doesn't get excited about the Caesar salad? It's incredible.
The Caesar's got to be my favorite salad here. The Caesar's very well done. The dressing's not too strong, and the lettuce is cut fresh every day, and the croutons are seasoned just great. It's really a good salad.
Also, I have departed. When I was here recently, I had the Caesar, and my fiance had the garden salad with the Thousand Island dressing. And boy, I'll tell you what, I love all the dressings, but that Thousand Island dressing was really, really good.
You know, We try to have just basic salad dressings, if you will, but everything's made fresh here, and we try to just make it the best that we possibly can. Thousand Island's delicious.
Also, as we're talking about the lobster special, let's back up just a touch and tell people what goes on here Monday through Friday for lunch.
We do a businessman's lunch or a power lunch. It's $26 for a 3-course meal also, and a lot of business meetings go on, a lot of social events. I think the Palm does lunch very well.
And that also is a great special. And on that, you don't get the lobster, but you do get a great steak. In fact, you have 2 steak choices on that lunch special, if I recall.
We do. You can even do our fish of the day that changes every single day, or our chef special of the day.
Well, it's interesting. Give people an insight, whether it's lunch, dinner, or even the happy hour food. Give people just an insight into the care that is taken, not just for the preparation of the meals, but also some of the recipes have been handed down through the years, but also you're doing some new things. Give us an idea of what a restaurateur thinks about in the preparation of food and how all that just comes to our table. Always terrific.
Well, we're always tracking our sales of items, and we pay close attention to our mix of what we do sell. And if things aren't selling, we want to replace it with something that will, and also keep a wide variety of selections on the menu. But there's staples on there. The lobsters will never go anywhere. The steaks will never go anywhere. The Caesar salad will never go anywhere. But if things don't sell, we want to make sure that we cater to everyone.
Very interesting. And also, one of the things I think when I see shows about food on TV and behind the scenes at restaurants, when people come to the Palm, they don't see the behind the scenes, but I know you do, as your team does, and you get to see the intensity and the seriousness that the chefs and all the people in the kitchen are taking to have everything done. And also before the plate goes out, it has to look spectacular, right?
Yes.
Give us an insight into some of the things that go on behind the scenes.
We are a scratch kitchen, if you will. All of our sauces are made fresh every day. All of our items are made fresh. We don't pre-prepare anything other than a few of our desserts and our salad dressings. So everything else needs to be prepped for the day.
And the people that are in the kitchen, the chef and anyone and everyone helping, they're taking this very seriously, aren't they?
We're very serious about our food here at the Palm, and we put everything into it to make sure that it's the best possible.
No doubt about it. And also, you said a word here just a second ago, and that word is sauce. Now, if we look at the menu, and I'm just thinking in my head, we have the main dishes. And maybe we'll start there. One of my favorites, and I think it's yours too, is that New York strip, right?
It really is. I love a good New York strip, especially done well on a broiler, medium rare.
It's terrific. And when I get the strip, sometimes I forget, because I forget that you have this on the menu, is the béarnaise sauce. I like a good béarnaise sauce. Not always, but it's nice to have there. I don't have it with every bite, but that béarnaise sauce and all the sauces that go into all the different items. Let's talk a little bit about the béarnaise sauce and what that does with a steak, and especially the New York strip.
Sure. Béarnaise sauce is basically a hollandaise sauce with a tarragon reduction, and that's made fresh every shift. And it just, between the butter and the egg in it, it just brings out a complexity in the steak, and it just complements a steak very well. And not to mention, we do an Oscar style that you could put the crab meat on top with asparagus and the béarnaise over a steak, and just brings it to a whole nother level.
There we go. Hunger point of the show number 2, or major hunger point, that is. But that's right. There's something about the béarnaise sauce that just brings another element, another dimension to a cut of beef. But I will tell you this, through the years, having a béarnaise sauce at different places in different parts of the country, not everyone does a béarnaise sauce properly. And you can't count if you go to a restaurant. If you don't go to the Palm, you go out and order béarnaise sauce. I'm going to tell you, you're rolling the dice, because it may not come out properly.
Béarnaise is probably not the easiest sauce to make. You have to do it over very low heat, and very slowly whisking everything in. And if it's rushed, it's going to break and fall apart. And if it's not done correctly, it's just not good. You need to season it correctly, have the right amount of salt, pepper, Tabasco, lemon, egg, and, of course, clarified butter that makes everything great.
And that's very interesting. That the Béarnaise sauce comes to you, and I picture it coming right now. It's in a container, and when you see just that few ounces, I suppose, of the sauce on the table, it's like you don't realize everything that you just mentioned that goes into it. It is really like chemistry, right?
It is. And it's a staple of a great steakhouse, and I think Béarnaise is a testament to a skilled chef as to how well it can be made.
No doubt about it. I am reminding myself to get the Béarnaise sauce when I come back here. Now, let's back up and embellish the Oscar presentation that is available with any of the steak items here.
Yes, it is. And also with our summer lobster promo, we're doing, I mentioned the 1 for 2 with the 4-pound lobster. We're doing a single-person lobster promo that's a 9-ounce fillet done Oscar style with butter poached lobster instead of the crab meat.
That sounds super good. Now, continuing the theme on sauces. Now, we're talking about the sauce that is found on the beef dishes here. Also, the lobster. Now, with the lobster, you have the drawn butter. Okay, now that's not just when we do it at home where we just take butter and melt it down. There's something different about the drawn butter right there, right?
Absolutely. What you're doing with the drawn butter is slowly simmering it and breaking it down and skimming off the layer of fat from the butter off of the top. So it's a very slow process that you're just slow simmering butter on a stovetop, and then you want to skim everything off of the top until it's just clear as can be.
One of the reasons it always tastes better here at the Palm, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk about another sauce. Now, what other sauces, staying with the beef for a second, what other sauces can we get with the beef besides the Béarnaise?
One of my personal favorites is an au poivre sauce that I like an au poivre on my New York, which is a peppercorn cognac sauce.
That sounds good, too.
Well, anything with cream, cognac, and peppercorns in it.
Sold.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to remember that one because I guess I always think about that Béarnaise sauce. But also, what are even... I had one of the dishes, the appetizer, I believe the clams oregano, is it?
Yes.
Just making something like a clam that already tastes good with just the drawn butter, but when you present it with those extra embellishments on it, that is a terrific appetizer dish.
Yes, between the pieces of bacon that we put in and the seasoned breadcrumbs and then topping it all off with the clarified butter, just brings out the flavor of the clam.
It is very
Everything
nice.
complements each other.
It is exciting. And then talking again about the salad dressings, while you do have the staples, if you will, the Thousand Island, the Italian, they are done from scratch. And as you've said on previous shows, always the ingredients are fresh, they're always ready, and they're prepared so well.
You know, when you start with fresh ingredients and when you start with the best products that you can possibly get, it's just going to make everything that much better. And we have a great team that sources all of our produce, everything that goes into our sauces, our meats, and everything else. And, you know, it's something that we put a lot of work into.
That's fascinating. And also, as we sit here, and right now the restaurant is about to open, so we're here by ourselves, and I'm looking around the restaurant. People can't see. They can see behind us the Palm drawing on the wall, but you have the caricatures and drawings all over the wall. It's absolutely a unique experience when you dine at the Palm or have lunch or are here for happy hour. It's like none other in Houston or really anywhere else.
It really is. We had a Houston local legend, and the other day that we did an unveiling for, Robert Ory got his caricature up on the wall, came in and signed it and brought in some of his friends to see it. Doing a caricature unveiling is always a fun thing to do.
It is indeed, and as people come around and they look at the different caricatures, it's just something to do. Like sometimes you see people go to a restaurant, especially a business traveler, by themselves. They bring something to read. Well, here at the Palm, you can just look around while you're waiting for your next course, and the reading, a lot of it is right on the wall with these incredible individuals, and really they are. As I look at each one from a distance here, as we're sitting here, each one, it's a piece of the local history of where the restaurant is, and some of Palm history as well. But these are people that have contributed, have been here. It's a part of history.
It really is, and we're very fortunate at this location. I believe we're the only location in all of the Palms that one of our servers actually does all the caricatures in-house. He's a very talented artist. So,
that's right, yes. Tino, right?
Tino, absolutely. We we normally would send out to an artist to have these done, but we're fortunate to have Tino on staff here, and he does them all for us.
And he does an excellent job, no doubt about it. Also, as I'm thinking about other Palm restaurants, I believe it's 25 that you have around the United States and even in Mexico?
Mexico.
Right. Well, I'm thinking about that theme of that local flavor that I've mentioned here with the caricatures. I remember having dinner. In fact, we had a business party at the Palm that is near the Staples Center, I believe, and even Las Vegas. But it is fascinating for that traveler or for whomever is visiting that particular Palm in whatever city. It is just, you feel that local flavor, and other restaurants just don't have that, and it makes that dining or lunch experience very interesting. And of course, each Palm restaurant is different. That one at the Staples Center has like several levels, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah, that one next door to the Staples Center in LA is interesting. That actually was a bank, then a car dealership, and then it was turned into a Palm.
That is fascinating. Well, also, let's tell people one of the capabilities that we may not think about first off is you do a lot of private parties, a lot of events. You have an event room that is very flexible. Let's tell people about that and how you can serve them in that way.
We do. We actually have our staff's here getting ready for a private room today. We're doing a business lunch. We also do a lot of weddings, social events. We can break down our room. We had 200 people in the room the other night for a cocktail party celebration, and we can also do a 100-person sit-down dinner or anything, 10 people.
Boy, once again, a lot of flexibility, and also another way that you're connecting with the community. People know the Palm as, hey, let's have that event over at the Palm. And for those that have the Palm points, it all goes forth on the Palm points and builds up your points too, right?
A lot of people are saving up their points to get the caricature on the wall.
No doubt about it. And I reminisce here just for a second. When my son got married in San Antonio, we had the reception, and yours truly paid for that the reception at the Palm. And while I said, man, that's a couple $1,000, I forget what it was at this point, I took heart and I said, hey, I'm getting more points. So
well, and we thank you for that, Bill.
Well, it was years ago. But that is the nice thing. When you do spend money for an event like that, you're getting something a little bit extra for it. Plus, you're having it at the Palm, and people talk about it, and they remember it.
Yes. A lot of times I hear stories all the time, and I love hearing them about, weddings happening here, birthday parties happening here, and just the generations going down. We've been here almost 40 years, 38 years next month, as I mentioned, and there's been a lot of people that have grown up in the Palm.
That's right. I'll say it again. History is made here at the Palm, and it also, not just history, but its memories are created right here. I think about myself, all the times I've been in to the Palm restaurant through these many years, and I've been here myself where I was just hungry for good food or good lunch, but I've been here with friends and family, large and small groups alike, and it's so distinctive. In fact, when I think back to that memory, I connect it to the Palm, and I know that others do, and that is just one of the many contributing factors of why this restaurant is legendary and has been around almost 100 years. Is it 100 years yet?
Opened in 1926, so we're getting
90
years.
And what a heritage, not just for the Palm in general, but also here for this Houston Palm. So it is a place where memories are made with individuals, with parties, and everything else. It's great to be a part of that, Chad.
It really is. I'm honored every day, and I get to come in, and I think I have the best job in the world. I'm the general manager at a Palm restaurant.
There's no doubt about it. And again, you're the people that come and have the lunch and dinners here and events, they get a part of that. Not only are they creating memories, but they really, I always have gotten the sense that the customers feel like a part of the Palm family. You make them feel that way.
Hospitality's number one here, along with the food. And our staff does everything possible to make everyone feel welcome. And we have so many people that have been coming here for so many years, and there's a reason. Care.
And when we have these restaurant segments and we talk about the Palm, you're on once a month. We're playing the ads every show. But in the meantime, I always kind of think back and say, I wonder who's listening to this show. Are they driving? Are they listening at the time of broadcast? Or are they going to the YouTube video after the fact? And sometimes people look at the YouTube video from other states, other countries even. But those that are driving around, I'm wondering if I know I'm getting hungry, but I wonder if they're getting hungry listening to us talk about the fine food here, the extra care and preparation that is taken with each and every meal that is presented here. And I'm thinking, I wonder how many of them are saying, hey, I'm going to the Palm next chance I can.
Well,
We're in the communication business, right, Chad?
Yes. Well, we are at 6100 Westheimer, and put it into the GPS, easily find him. We're more than happy to serve anyone that wants to come in.
Very nice. And Chad, with the last moment or so left, what else would you like people to know about what you're doing here at the Palm and the team is doing here?
Well, we're really focusing on our summer lobster promo right now. It takes a lot. We have to fly in lobsters every single day and, pay attention to how many, make sure that we order enough. Our happy hours, our bar is such a great area. So that's really our main focus is right now as we're moving through the summer is just paying attention to those two specials, the happy hour special we have going on and the summer of lobster.
Very nice, Chad. Tell them again, once again, the address and the phone number, please, if they'd like to make a reservation.
You can make a reservation at thepalm.com or on Open Table or follow us on Facebook at the Palm Houston.
Very nice. No doubt about it. If you're like me and you're getting hungry, get to the Palm right away. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Successful Living with Bill Nampick. And today, Chad Lipson, General Manager of the Palm, thank you for listening, and I'm going to get something to eat.
Thanks,
thank you,
Bill.
Chad.